こんにちは。
こんにちは。ボクシングジム探してるんです。
そうなんですね。ボクシングしたことあるんですか？
したことないです。でもしたいです。
はい。ぜひ、見学か無料体験ありますが、どうですか？
お願いします。
すごい日本語上手ですね。
じゃあ、ありがとうございます。でも、まだまだ勉強します。
そうですか。素晴らしい。こちらがボクシングスタジオで、こちらがジムになります。
素晴らしい、素晴らしい。じゃあ、ボクシングスケジュールありますか？
もちろんです。こちらになります。週に3回、朝9時と夜7時にあります。
なるほど、なるほど。夜の方がいいです。
そうですか。わかりました。毎日お仕事なんですか？
はいはい。毎日仕事です。
ああ、そうなんですね。そういえば、今日入会しますか？
はい、お願いします。入会します。
はい。じゃあ、こちら、記入お願いします。
はいはい、ちょっと待ってください。どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。ボクシングローブありますか？
ボクシングラブないです。ありますか？
あ、はい。無料であります。
ありがとうございます。
はい。以上になりますが、質問はありますか？
明日、ボクシングレッスンありますか？
はい。あります。朝9時と夜7時にあります。
なるほど。じゃあ、夜9時来ます。
じゃあ、明日、シューズ持ってきてください。
うん。じゃあ、シューズは持ってきます。
はい。じゃあ、よろしくお願いします。では、また明日。
よろしくお願いします。また明日。
Wow, that's amazing. That's perfect. Well
Thanks.
done, Alex. So, Alex, this is the third time. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay.
Thank you. It's good to be.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling really good. I'm loving it. It's every time I come back, I feel like I've learned so much.
Amazing. Because the first actually the YouTube channel recording was like more self-introduction. And then the second actually YouTube recording, you did the real estate conversation, do you remember?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And the third time you bring up this actually boxing gym signing up. That was really cool, like choice self-introduction, making friends and real estate and the boxing gym. You're like really building the life in Japan.
Definitely trying to. It's been a lot easier coming to classes to do it.
So, people actually recognize you from social media, from the past actually, or YouTube recording, or maybe somebody see you for first time. So can you a little bit introduce yourself, where you're from, and then what do you do currently in Japan?
So I'm Alex DeRosa. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. So I'm an American. I've lived out here for about 2 years now. I have about a little bit longer before I'll move back to America. I really do shipping, logistics with the U.S. with the U.S. companies, U.S. military, and it's been great. I love it.
Amazing. So, how's actually the life going right now? Because it's you went to the real estate after level two. How's the life, everything going this year, especially?
Things have been really good. Things have been good. I was able to travel recently. I went to Hokkaido for a work trip, and then I went a little bit south, not quite Okinawa, but right in the Kyushu area. So it's been really good. A
Nice,
lot of
Kyushu.
places.
You went Kyushu.
I did, yeah,
It's
yeah,
not English environment so much in Kyushu, right?
yeah. Both Kyushu and Hokkaido. There wasn't a lot of English, so it was really good to get some practice in.
Wow, that's amazing. Which prefecture you went in Kyushu?
So it was a smaller island. It was Amami.
Amazing. I've never been there. It's a really beautiful island for sure.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely. Osusumi desu. I mean, it's November time that I went down, so it was a little bit cooler, but a lot of great beaches, a lot of great hiking.
And how is the Hokkaido?
Beautiful. So I'm from the Northeast in the U.S., so it was nice to get that taste of home, being in a colder area, a little bit
Mhm.
more forest. I love Hokkaido.
Okay, wow, amazing. And so you working, Monday through Friday and in the US military base and also Saturday, Sunday, or like when you have a day off, you have a chance to really explore Japan.
Yes, yep. Usually I'll travel to Tokyo or maybe Yokohama or somewhere local and just try to soak in as much of the culture as I can.
Amazing. And then, in the military base, you don't really use Japanese so much, but also outside of the work, you have a chance to use, but it's mostly like when do you use like this actual occasion or the timing is the best chance that you feel like you are really using this speaking skills?
Oh, definitely. So most of the time when I'm on the base, I'll speak English, but a few of our coworkers are Japanese citizens, so I'll speak a little
Mm.
Japanese on the base. Yeah, we've had some really cool opportunities to do like volunteering. We've gone out to meet some children in a local area, children's homes. So when I get to go to Tokyo or when I get to meet like a group of people, I really get a good chance to practice, and it's definitely been paying dividends.
Amazing. So you joined Japan Language Factory the first year of living in Japan. Now it's like a second year. I mean, you're living in Japan for 2 years, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then so far, like, how is the actually the life progress, or do you have any plan in the future?
So eventually I'd like to come back and buy a home and be able to really be a part of the country in some way, shape, or form. But I love
Mm.
living out here. The people are so nice and friendly. It's a great country for sure.
Amazing. So that's why you wanted to actually have a conversation, the real estate conversation, because you want to buy the house in the future.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Do you have actually any thought, like, some people actually here right now, people are searching for Akia opportunity, like abandoned house, old house, living the traditional house, or, in the countryside, or the other side is really city side, like Tokyo, like more apartment. What is your plan?
Honestly, I can definitely afford to be a little bit more specific in the way that I have not really thought of anything yet. Everywhere I go, I find a place that I love and I want to settle down there. So I need to really take a closer look at that. I think buying an Akio would be really fun. It'll be a really cool experience.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Amazing.
feels like every time I find
Uh-huh.
a new place in Japan, I wanna I wanna explore a bit more.
Yeah. So far, like this year, especially 2024, where was the biggest actually impression on you?
Let me see. So this year I was lucky enough I started the year off in Nagano. I was visiting some friends out in Nagano. Got to see a little bit of the eastern Hokkaido this year, which was nice. Went to Okinawa and went to Kyushu. And then, of course,
Mm.
Kansai. I went to Kyoto and Osaka.
Wow, you really went to north to south everywhere.
It's been a busy year. uh,
Amazing.
it's been phenomenal. But I don't know if I can say I have a favorite. I love something about every place I go, if that makes sense.
Amazing. And so look at the other actually people who are working together in the US military, because I meet a lot of people who want to learn Japanese. And some people say that they don't get out from the military base because it's the language barrier, or like kind of fear of not understanding, or fear of even taking train is kind of hard, or what if I go countryside and I just don't understand anything. So I can see some people just don't explore so much. So what do you think about this?
I can understand it, but I mean, everything's hard,
Mm.
right? You could stay on a base your entire time, or you can get out and really push yourself to learn more. And that's kind of the option I took. And I definitely have not regretted it. I've learned a lot. I've met people. Even if I don't understand Japanese fully, I'll speak a little bit with somebody. And luckily, most of the people I've met have been very accommodating. They'll try to meet me halfway, or we'll get to practice and I'll get to really understand and get better. Or I'll surprise myself and meet somebody who speaks English as well. So I'll meet either way. There's always a way. You just got to choose how hard you want it to be.
Amazing. So, can you actually give us the study actually habit? Like, how do you actually really study usually? Like, a lot of people actually I can see in the middle, after work, and I'm tired, I'm just scrolling Duolingo a little bit, just watching some YouTube, but not really seriously taking the lesson with the teacher. And I'm sure, Alex, you're also busy. So, how do you really motivate and how you really become consistent? Because you are so far super consistent, level 1, 2, 3. So tell me the tips.
Oh, thanks. You did a great job laying everything out when I first joined, right? It's the power of consistent habit. If you just sit down, do the reps. I get a lot from the documents that we make during the lessons. At this point, I've been with Chihiro for the last 18 months, and she's been awesome. She knows a lot of the mannerisms that I have in English, and she makes it seem very natural for me. So I'll study all the documents that we do. Immersion's really big for me, personally. I say I've got like 18 documents on my on my desktop right now. I'm staring at so many tabs on my computer. A lot of it's just immersion. I'll listen to Japanese rock or Japanese radio in my car, or I'll just do my best to. If I do have something on, I'll try to keep it in Japanese audio. Just try to hear what natural native speaking people sound like. And then if I can cherry pick and if I can hear one or two words that I've studied, I say, okay, well that's how that word's used here. Or oh, I can use this word differently in this context and it still makes sense. And a lot of it's just
Mm.
trying to trying to listen. Listening's been my big thing.
Amazing. Do you actually sometimes like disappoint yourself?
Oh, all the time, yeah. But I mean, you can't be afraid of it. I mean, I've been speaking English for 28 years. I've been speaking Japanese for less than 2 years. I mean, I'm probably not going to be good at as good at speaking in Japanese as I am in English, and that's just something I got to work on, and that's okay. It's okay to know that you're not where you want to be, but you just got to keep working on it.
True, exactly. Like you can't be good at like English because you're using 28 years. So you said it's like a pretty consistent, like you actually watching the document and also you try to listen radio and everything. Usually how many actually minutes or hours per day are you spending?
Deliberately, I try for at least 5 to 10, 15 minutes, but then whenever I get the chance to be outside, I'll speak Japanese. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah,
Being
it's not
outside was
that
really fun.
much, right? Like, I mean, if you think it, you need to study 5 hours per day, then it's, oh my God, that's how much you can make a time. But if you just say like 5, 10 minutes, and after just a 1 year and a half, you have that progress, it's pretty like easy, right? Like just 5 minutes and just 1 year and a half, you can really like get around, you can really travel and everything.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah, exactly like you said. Just keeping it consistent, studying the same thing until you can't get it wrong is great.
Exactly. So, can you actually give us one advice for, especially because you're from U.S. military? So, for the U.S. military people who are thinking to start learning Japanese 2025, but also don't know where to start, even how to motivate themselves, or I don't know how to make a time, and a lot of things it bothers them to maybe to really decide to start. So, what is going to be the advice for them?
I think the two things that have definitely helped me the most are deciding to start. I know it sounds kind of weird, but if you don't commit to starting, you're never going to start. And the other piece is finding somebody to talk to. Like if you do anything alone, it's almost impossible to do, right? Being able to talk to workers or or making a friend or two, it just makes it so much more doable to say, okay, well, we're talking. I can learn, I can practice, I can fail comfortably and get better. That's what I would say.
That's so true. Why they're doing Duolingo alone? It's so boring. How you can really learn like this?
Yeah, right. And everything gets like so wrapped up in. I was talking to somebody who grew up in America but is native Japanese, learned Japanese, lives in Japan. And I said, "Oh my God, reading's so hard for native speakers. There's three separate languages. How do you ever figure it out? You're gonna confuse yourself. You need people. Language goes two ways, right?"
Yeah, exactly. Amazing. Alexa, thank you so much. And please
Oh,
join this YouTube recording again when you finish everything before leaving Japan.
ぜひありがとうございます。
はい、よろしくお願いします。